Goes down the ramp.
Some of the youngsters.
Morath, number 10. Watch for him. He'll dictate the game with his boot today. He's the league top point scorer. He's one penalty away from being the first player in pro rugby to reach 100 points, Dan. So keep an eye on number 10 there, Kurt Morath. Over to San Francisco we go. Exciting stuff for Morath there. He's on 97 points, and he'll be looking for that 100. Opposite him on the opposing time, San Francisco, opposite Morath, number 10, Rousey. He plays a completely different game to Morath. He likes to attack the gain line, and he keeps the ball in hand a lot. He was on man of the match 3 weeks ago, and he'll look for that exciting internationals around him, IE and Muli Aina in some space. Exciting stuff down ahead.
Certainly is. Makes for a very interesting clash. San Diego looking to bounce back after that humiliating loss last week to Ohio out there in Ohio. In San Francisco, they've taken 2 weeks off. A chance for the man you talked about, Mills Muliaina, the 100-capped All Black, to get more at home and established with the system. He will be in the 13 jersey for the red San Francisco side here today. Our referee, the man in the middle, Nick Riccono. We'll get our first look at Nick in charge of this game. And there is Brendan Daly. What an acquisition he has been. They picked him up from the San Francisco Golden Gate Club. And he's been great for San Francisco. His first game was against Denver about 4 weeks ago.
He certainly has, Dan. He's brought that extra little impact into the game. He's all over the field. He's a hard worker, and you'll look for him to see him around the field today, Dan.
Right, folks, San Diego on the left of your screen. We'll get it started here for round 10 as Kurt Morath gets things underway. And as they've done all year, they've had great success on the kick. And now through Peterson. Takes it up onto the 40 of San Francisco. San Diego will get first use of the ball here.
Six.
Kalimana comes down the blind side now. That's Tui Samoa flirting with the sideline. The big man bundled into touch. Good defensive effort early on from the rush.
Very good defense from the rush there, Dan. A criminal mistake from the Breakers. You never want to dial with the ball and touch that touchline. Acts as another defender and definitely turns the ball over. So Rush will be happy with that defense.
That one not straight to Daly. And we're going to come back here. San Diego having the advantage. A little error coming the way early on there from Patrick Latu, the hooker. Very dynamic number 2. Likes to get into open field. Great ball carrier. Now Charlie Purdon, a little South African scrum half. In and out of the starting lineup up until that nasty injury to Tom Bliss, and he's really cemented himself as one of the premier 9s in the competition since then, hasn't he?
He has, Dan. He's a tough little bugger too. He's a naughty little scrum half. You'll see he's bandaged up a lot. He's taped up. He takes some hits, but he gets around the field a lot. Keep an eye on him today.
Here we go, Purdon. Tui Halamaka, the big man. That's Terori playing at the back there as McKenzie crashes into the line, picks up a few meters. Brought down inside the 40. Purdon. There's Tui Halamaka. Pops it up to Mattias. Can't get a hold of it. Muliaina with the ball. Open pastures as he clears off the right boot. Goes down the 22. The chase is good from San Francisco as Morath is forced to go back. Tight angle. And that's a great pick up there for the Rushes. They'll have a line out just outside the San Diego 22. What a great heads-up play from Muliaina.
Great stuff from Muliaina. He picked it up. He saw the real estate in that back right-hand corner, and he just knocks it down there. Good chase from the rush. You know, a kick is important, but it's only as good as its follow-up. So they followed that up well. Morath knew he was under pressure. Tight corners, rush on attack.
They're able to skewer this lineup. Reed looking for the ball. Low pass. Well picked up by Rouse on the bounce. Steps away from the attention of Garber before being dragged down about 30 out from the line. Daly tips it on. Flat pass across there now. That's Lanitz. Reed. Latu, we talked about him in open play. Loves the heavy stuff. Young Jeremy Lanetz getting his first touch. Central Washington graduate. Cross kick coming the way of Anderson, the young Cow player now. Picks it up on the bounce. Great cover defense coming from Zach Pangelian. Now Pangelian, probably the premier player not contracted to pro rugby for most of the season. He was playing for Ombak. A few injuries come the way of San Diego and some international duties with Mike Teo, and what a pickup halfway through the season he has been for San Diego.
It's a fantastic coup, Dan. He's a product of Tiger Rugby. He's spent some time up there with those boys, and he loves it. He's a great little player, little Hawaiian native, so keep an eye on him.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Dolina secures that lineup. Loose ball though comes the way of San Francisco, and they're going to go on the attack. Rukono spotted a little knock on there, and now a little bit of push and shove as the Dragon introduces himself to Sam for now. You don't get a nickname like the Dragon if you don't breathe just a little bit of fire.
It's a great player for Mackenzie, hard as nails.
Now we'll have a scrum. San Diego, 5 out from their line. They've really relied heavily on the running game of Tui Halamaka in this situation, just to give Morath a little bit of extra time, a little bit of space to get him off the back of his dead ball line there.
Yeah, Dan, it's a tight little dead ball. They don't have a lot of space there. You'd like to see a pick and go here just to give Morath a little bit of space there.
It's against the head. Fuka goes for a run towards the goalpost. Quick ball. Ai, long, flat ball. Oh, drifts antagonizingly close to Talapusi there. If he could have got a hand of that. There was open pastures in front of the fullback into the corner. But it trickles over the sideline, and San Diego dodge a bullet.
Absolutely, bonus play there for San Francisco. They get the tight head, they throw it a little wide, which is kind of cheeky right off the bat. It could have gone their way if the bounce the ball had made them, but it's just unfortunate, wasn't able to get to that on time. San Diego get lucky. They've got to get their first phases right, Dan.
Better throw there from San Diego. They pull that line out down into the maul. Inside their 22. Patiently moving the ball forward. Have to be aware of where this ball position is here. If they go outside the 22, it limits Morath's options on the kick.
Wide away.
And another turnover coming the way of San Francisco. Rouse on the pickup, goes back into traffic. It's 2 tough passes down at the bootlaces of Rouse so far. He's done well to pick both up. They come down the blind side there. The Muluulu, the big man known as Fancy. He goes for a rumble up into the 22 and earns his side a penalty too. There's Tui Halamaka. Oh, not happy either, big Tui Halamaka. And Rukono probably going to have a talk to both the captains here to try to calm things down. Early on, just 5.5 minutes into the game, both teams a little testy.
Absolutely, Dan. You can see the rivalry is intense here. The boys from Northern California and the boys from Southern California. He has a replay of that. It's a little bit of a tap and then a cheeky little kick there from Tui Halamaka. You'd expect to see a card here, Dan. That's not really good for rugby to see a kick, and I'm sure he appreciates that. You know, we don't like to see that, and he's going to spend 10 minutes in the mid there, Tui Halamaka.
It's a little play there from Tui Halamaka. Hopefully, good learning experience for the 8-man. I'd hate to be getting in his way when that 10 minutes is up too. I have a feeling he'll come back onto this field pretty fired up after that. He's going to be fired up for sure, Dan. San
Diego need to get their set pieces. We're going to look at that replay again here. A little bit of a handicap, a little bit of shoving on the ground. And then there's that little kick, and that's what the referee doesn't like. You know, in rugby, we all understand the physicality of it, but it's that little kick after the play it's what's spending time in the bin.
And the man whose shins got tested there, Brennan Daly, he takes that line out well. Advantage not coming their way though, is a little bit of accidental offside perhaps there. Goes against San Francisco, and now the Breakers, they'll have a chance for this scrum. Still entrenched inside their 22 though.
It's going to be huge for them, Dan, just to get these set pieces right. They've lost their first 2 lineouts and they lost their first scrum. So this is their 4th set phase, and they've got to get this one right. They're still in their red zone. It's imperative that they get this scrum right, get them back out, get them close to that halfway line.
Fine.
Angeline just slipping behind on the left-hand side of the scrum there. Down a player is not going to help their causes in the scrum. First reset.
Now, San Diego has lost their full front line. The whole front row of San Diego is out with international duties and injuries. So they may be hurting that front row as well, but they've got very good coverage as well. There's some big boys up in the front row for San Diego.
Hubert Biden's picked up an injury. He's away with Canada at the moment. Of course, Joe Taffetti up with the USA Eagles, who are playing tonight against Italy. Purdon now. Ball goes back to Rory, patiently waiting. Purdon finds Morath. Onto the right boot, Morath. Good clearing kick up towards the halfway line. Beats Talapusi across in cover, right on the halfway.
Fantastic kick there from Morath, Dan. He was under pressure, about 5 meters from his own line, and he had put his team right up on the halfway line. Great stuff there from Morath.
Here's Patrick Latu. Throw goes in. Well handled by Fukafuka. Ball comes down. It's that new player, Jeremy Lanitz, out of Central Washington University. Reed. Daly. Great hands. For now. Helu with the ball now. Charges forward the blindside flanker. IE steps into scrum half. Goes down the blindside. Daly has some space. Breaks the tackle. Daly still going up to the 22. IE shifts it across. For now, finds Latu crashing into the 22. There's numbers to the right if they can move it. Ball slow, Reed now. IE throws a dummy, looks up, throws another dummy. Ready, IE back inside. Lanitz on debut. The Superman dive for the try. And the Rush draw first blood here in San Diego.
Fantastic stuff from San Diego. They're going to be delighted. They come off their first victory 3 weeks ago, and they've kept that momentum. It's fantastic stuff from IE there. He makes this little line break, his fancy little feet. He throws the dummy, and he knows he's got the inside, and it's the debutant. Look at him go, the guy from Central Washington. Excellent stuff there from Jeremy Lanitz. What a great try for him. He's happy to get that first touch of the ball and first try right off the bat.
One of many young college players that are looking to stamp their name in pro rugby out of a college that's fast becoming a powerhouse, Central Washington up there, both for the men and the women.
Certainly has a fantastic program out there. They're always competing right to the end of the season.
The conversion is successful, 7 points to 0 after 10 minutes here at Torero Stadium. San Francisco definitely not looking like they're at the bottom of the table as they're taking it to San Diego early on.
I spoke about this in the pre-game, just the momentum they want to build from that victory, and it's the belief in the players, Dan. You lose a couple of games and you forget that feeling, what it feels like to win. Then you win that one game, and all of a sudden you get that feeling, and you remember what it's like to win again. And they've got that. San Francisco Rush has that feeling, that winning feeling, and now they just want to build on that momentum right now.
Keller there getting a little bit of attention from the trainer, and yeah, just kind of fell over as he was walking back to halfway. I'm not sure if it's an injury that he picked up. He had a barnstorming run earlier on in that set of phases for San Francisco.
Looks like they're tending to his ankle there, or his calf muscle. Certainly too soon for cramp at this stage, Dan, but
yeah, it looks like it's an ankle, and he will be replaced early on by Sakalia. He comes on much earlier than he was anticipating. And Helu, very dangerous ball runner. That's a big loss for San Francisco. Definitely his ankle. He cannot put any weight on that right ankle as they help him off the field. And that'll be an interesting loss there for the Rush as Kurt Morath gets us restarted here. 7 points to 0. San Francisco early on. Great take from the big man. Fukafuka. Reed. They come down the blind side now through Latu, breaks a few tackles. Doliner does well in cover to force the ball loose, and it's a little knock on. And now San Diego have a chance to pack this scrum inside San Francisco's half. You feel after 10 minutes, the first trip that they've made into San Francisco's territory.
Yeah, this is the first time they'll be spending time in their half, Dan, and definitely they're going to want to put some phases together here. I'd like to see them go same way for about at least 4 or 5 phases and try and break that defensive line of the Rush before they start attacking wide. You know that old saying, earn that right to go wide.
Now another injury. He picked up his, Tai Tui Samoa. And that would be a huge loss for the Breakers, who are already injury depleted. We see Tom Bliss on the sideline running water. Andrew Suniula as well running some water. 2 big losses, not to mention the players that are away on international duty for them.
Yeah, San Diego definitely one of the teams that was affected by the international duty as well. They'll lose a couple players, not to mention the injuries they've already incurred. So good to see him staying on the field there, Dan.
Here we go, Charlie Purden. 45 out from the line. Still have many attacking weapons as San Diego side. We haven't seen much of the flying Hawaiian. Pono Hatsuka is out here on this right wing. He can really go, a 7 specialist. Short arm. Tarori goes quick. Great tackle from Fuka. Textbook stuff, drags him down, about 39 out from the line. Penalty comes away, Purden goes quick. And luckily for Charlie Purden, he wasn't on the mark because he looked like he may have spilled that one.
Very often players get frustrated when refs pull them back when they're not on the mark, but Charlie Purden will be delighted the ref called him back that time, because it would have been turned over possession and a knock-on and back in the hands of the Rush. So Morath will take a shot at goal here. And Dan, I talked about it early, he's on 97 points. He's the highest point scorer in the league. If he makes this penalty worth 3 points, it'll be 100 points. It'll be the first man in pro rugby ever to reach 100 points. Cool little moment for him here.
It'd be fitting too. He really has been one of the outstanding players of the competition in year 1. A great signing for San Diego. And he'll have this penalty. About 38 out from the line to crack the century. Happy with the strike. Stays across the face though. Back to the 22 for a restart.
Morath won't be happy with that, Dan. He's kicked a lot harder kicks than that, but still maybe a little bit of early jitters coming on. Yeah, you can see he's just struck it a little, his left foot a little too close to the ball at that point, and it just shifts it out right.
Rush, they go deep off the restart towards halfway. Well handled from Tui Samoa. Purden down the blind side, finds Morath. The big man, Kalamani. He's met. 41 out, big dummy from Purden. Can't get through and he's dragged down. And goes for the high shot there. Looks like he's got the big man in Sam Fanau. The high shot on Charlie Purden. As you'd expect from the plucky little South African though, straight back to his feet. Take 2 for Kurt Morath.
Take 2 for Kurt Morath. That's probably a little bit further out down. He was about 38 out now. I'd say he's close to probably 48 at this point. Another 10, add another 10 meters onto this kick. He certainly wasn't short in distance on his last kick. It was just a little bit of that swirling when we're looking up at the trees right now around us, and there's definitely a bit of a swirling wind. Yeah, the stadium sits in a nice little bowl, but it definitely can produce some tricky winds here. Morath, we watched him out kicking early before the game, and he seemed to have got it down. But that was without the jitters and the nerves of the actual 80-minute game, so he'll be looking to strike this one well.
You can warm up in this area here.
And flags are up as the Tongan international Kurt Morath hits 100 points for the season and gets the Breakers back in the game. 7 points to 3 after 14 and a half minutes here at Torero Stadium.
Brilliant stuff, Kurt Morath. Tip your cap and raise your bat. That's 100 up. Brilliant stuff from him. First man in pro rugby to reach 100 points. It's a brilliant little milestone.
Referee Rakono not happy with that, Gilbert. Tosses it to the side. Requests a nice new one. Rouse goes deep. Well handled though. That's Hatsuka. Kick goes down into touch. Good clearance from San Diego there. That's what you want after you put points on the board. No nonsense. Get the territory. They've done well to pick up the yards there.
They certainly have. We spoke about Morath in the beginning. He's really a little general. He's a dictator. He dictates the game well from the field with his boot. And he definitely helps his team out. He's just a real cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, that throw goes over the top. Doliner does extremely well to bring that down. Purdon to his right. Morath onto the boot. Goes deep. Talapusi. He'll attack from here, Talapusi. Onto the right foot. Can he find the pasture? No, Morath does well. He'll have some time here, Morath. Goes high. Chase isn't great from San Diego. Anderson drifts across field. Quick hands. Now comes out to the replacement, Sakalia. McKenzie drags him towards the sideline, tap back in. Flag goes up though. As that was desperately close there from Muliaina to keep that ball in play. But the danger of that San Francisco, not only that back line, that entire 1 through 15, loving the attacking rugby.
It is certainly is. It's exciting stuff. You don't want to give them space, Dan. That chase from San Diego was a little lackadaisical. If you don't want to give the rush too much space, because they will destroy you out wide. They got some phenomenal ball players out wide.
Again, throw goes over. Purdon, that's going to be knocked on as he spills that forward into Volney Rouse. Kono right on the spot. Great call from the referee. That's just what the rush were looking for there, as they'll have a scrum now inside San Diego's half with a chance to attack.
A lot of options here for the rush. They've got this a good 20-meter blind side here as well as the exciting backside wide. Rouse has got to be delighted with his two centers outside. He's got an international sevens in IE, and then he's got Miles Muliaina with 100 caps fullbacks. Definitely want to put them in space. He's got a good little sphere around him.
Reed. Ball goes in. Shifts it to his right. There's Rouse. Short ball to IE. Bumps off the first tackle. Still pumping the legs, IE. Goes into the 40. Reed. At the back to Rouse. Steps back again. Mattias locks him up. Ball spills forward. Could be San Diego's ball. Here it is. Turnover. Tui Samoa. Broken play. Quick hands. Stolen again from Muliaina. And the referee's going to say that's knocked forward there from San Diego. What a crafty play from the veteran Muliaina.
He could see that he had missed that tackle. His hand was slightly off, but instead he just got his right arm to the ball. Sneaky little stuff there from Muliaina. You'll see here he slips off the tackle, but he realizes he can still get to the ball. Tricky stuff. Referee was right on the spot to call the knock. And once again puts him in exciting stuff. They're midfield now, about 35 meters out. They've split the back line both ways. He's got a center each side. He's got both centers, IE and Muliaina, on the short side with a fullback on the right wing on the right side. So a lot of options here for the rush off the scrum.
See Muliaina talking to his winger, Anderson. What a luxury to have, a 100-cap All Black. Just, he's seen everything the world rugby could throw at him defensively, and he just knows how to play every situation so well. As the rush continue to attack now. Mamula Ulu. Lanitz. He goes forward, 35 out from the line, the try scorer. Penalty, they're going to go quickly. They're here to attack. No penalties. Latu drifting across field. Looking like a bowling ball fly half there. IE, quick hands. Ball comes down now. For now, still charging towards the line. Just meters out the rush. Big numbers to the right if they can move it. Reed. Oh, that's a pressure pass to Fuka. Probably not the option there, and you can see his fly half, Volney Rouse, is going to go have a talk to his scrum half. He wanted that ball at the back. There was great value out wide for the rush.
There certainly was. There was numbers out wide, Dan, and they needed to pass the ball right behind his back out to Rouse, and Rouse had his players lined up to score in the corner. Unfortunate there for the rush. They're on fire, but I tell you what, I love that Latu, the hooker. He's a fantastic player. He took that ball about 20 meters, bounced off a couple players, and he's just a fantastic ball carrier as Latu. And setting up his players out wide, IE with the quick feet and the no-look pass out wide is fantastic stuff from him too. Exciting stuff there from the rush. They'll be looking to finish. Again, another player down.
That's Charlie Purdy. We take a look at the replay. Look, talk us through this, Chad.
He has the pass,
just not the pass that a 9 wants to be throwing right there.
No, not there. It's right in the face. It's a little bit of a floater too. And he gets ball and man at the same time. If that pass had gone behind his back to his fly half, he had numbers out wide and it was definitely game on. Unfortunate there for the rush. Reed's a good player too. I don't want to be banging him too much. He's a fantastic little player, Reed. Just right caught up in the moment. I mean, I would probably throw that pass to him. He's a massive player running in for you. So, you know, you've got that option. But unfortunately, that time just needed to go right behind his back to Rouse, who was yelling for that ball.
This could be a big loss here for San Diego's Purden coming off the field. Already missing Tom Bliss. Mike Teo, who's their fullback, has been the replacement scrum half for them at times. Also missing. That responsibility will fall on the shoulders now of Carly Conrad.
Dan, the only saving grace he has, I see a paper towel on his eye. There could be blood here for him. I'm not sure if this is a blood bin substitution or if this is for the rest of the game. So we'll keep an eye on him. He does have a paper towel on there. So he may be able to come back on the field, whether it's concussion or blood. Those are only two options he can come back on the field for.
Looks like Zach Pangelian is going to slot into the scrum half position. That'll put Conrad back to fullback. Tui Halamaka back on the field after his 10 minutes in the bin. They go forward. And here's the problem of not having a starting scrum half. Pangelian goes into that ruck, and Tui Samoa has to do the job, and that's not a great clearing kick. The result of not having your regular scrum half there. Now Talapusi goes on the attack, straightens it up. Martini Talapusi, can he link up with Muliaina? Muliaina out onto the wing. Haley will score in the corner. The counter attack coming from the rush. And that is Champagne Rugby, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely Champagne Rugby, Dan. This is exactly what we're looking for. Michael Haley scores in the corner, and they are high-fiving and fist-pumping. Their body language is just right through the roof, and rightfully so it is, Dan. San Francisco Rush, so we talked about the momentum, and it is just really high right now. Their tails are up, and they are just delighted with that Champagne Rugby, like you said.
And that is the danger. That comes down to San Diego losing Purden. Pangelian gets caught in the ruck. Tui Samoa does his best, the big man at scrum half. Delivers a low pass. Morath can't get the kick clearance that he was after. And then the electric back three. Martini Talapusi, he's been outstanding. He's kind of gone through the season trying to figure out what position he's going to play. He's played a little outside center, a little bit of wing. I think fullback might be the home for Martini Talapusi.
Absolutely, I agree, Dan. He sniffed that gap out. The players were shifting out wide, and Talapusi he saw that gap open up, and he just turned the jet shoes on. He was straight through that gap, and he had Muliaina outside. I tell you what, Muliaina probably could have finished that himself, but he opted for the unselfish option and put his winger alleyway. Conversion's good too. They'll go 14 up. Here's a replay. This is the gap I talked about. He turns his jet shoes on right here. He puts Muliaina away, and I tell you what, Muliaina could have finished this himself, but he just opts to draw the play and put him out wide. Fantastic stuff, unselfish stuff from Muliaina, and a great try there from Haley. He's got those lanky legs of a winger as Haley, and he just puts it on. Great score for them.
And we are back underway as the Rush do fantastically well to handle that ball. Now the big man, Bill Fukafuka. Reed, Rouse, Ai, flat pass out to Anderson. Anderson's away. McKenzie comes across in cover. And the Rush turning things on here. McKenzie's done a great job to hold up Anderson. Finally the troops come. Reed looking for runners. Tough pass again out of there from Reed as Sakalia spills that one forward. And that's a little knock-on coming the way of the Rush, and now the Breakers have a chance to attack.
Yeah, they do, Dan. Unfortunately, it's a third pass that I've seen Reed throw out there. I watched him after that pass. He's absolutely gutted with himself there. And I feel for him, I'm a scrum half. I've rolled a couple passes to you myself, Dan, and a couple flyers I've I've tested their hamstrings, so I know exactly how Reed feels there. Anytime you roll the ball out to your fly half or your runners, but he'll get it right. He'll pick up this next pass and he'll get it right. But this leaves San Diego in a good attacking position.
It certainly does. As they continue to figure out the Rubik's Cube that is scrum half position for them with Charlie Purden off the field. Zach Pangelian, outstanding talent. I'm not sure how much time he's had at scrum half. And that scrum goes backwards for San Diego. Pangelian does well. Tough pass from Morat though, does the right thing. Turns Mattias back inside, gets away from a few of the rush forwards up towards the 22. Good to see Mattias back from injury. He had a great start to the season as Garber now goes forward up right in the middle of the field. Pendjulian, Morat, flat pass. Conrad, out to Leotanana. Muliaina comes across, drops the shoulder and drags him down. Ball spills out, still with Pendjulian. Goes down the blind side, no value there. That's Muliaina and IE team up there to bring him down. To Samoa. Center of the field now, coming back towards the middle. Quick pass. Conrad goes in. Pendjulian now reassumes scrum half position. Pick and go. Peterson. Breakers stringing together phases here. Morath at the back. Conrad weighs up his options. Daly wraps him up beautifully. And now the turnover comes away of the rush after 7 strong phases from the Breakers. And look at them attack here outside their own 22 through Daly. And the penalty comes their way. Diving straight over.
Fantastic defense from the rush there. The San Diego boys will be devastated with that. They put together 7 fantastic phases there, Dan. It was exciting stuff. And unfortunately, just a turnover and a penalty as well, which is criminal. If you turn over a ball, you better fan out and defend, but not give away a penalty. Unfortunate for them, that puts them back in their own half with the possession going into the rush hands.
Great clearing kick from Rouse, takes him up over halfway. Two. Finds Daly, taps down. Reed finds Rouse. IE floating past Muliaina. Gets rid of Leotanana. Can't get the pass away though as it's spilled forward. And now with Ben Leotanana. Graduate out of West Point. Great hands across there from Morath. Very skillful. Now with Terori. Just short of halfway. Still Morath with the ball. Long flat pass comes out to Hatsuka. One-on-one. With the Mala Ulu, the man known as Fancy, one-on-one with the winger. He didn't fancy himself dead back inside, didn't try to back himself on the outside there. Great stuff from Fancy. McKenzie, great hands. Garber now on the attack. Leotanana sizes up his options. Back inside away from the sideline. Good option there from the winger. Now with Mattias. Gets away from one, can't get away from the second. Still with San Diego. Morath. Pocket to McKenzie. McKenzie. Goes forward, good work there from the Dragon. Tui Halamaka. Some fancy scrum half work from the big 8. Conrad, Leotanana again, his third touch in this segment of play. And this time, the big winger dances too close to the sideline.
I talked about that early, Dan, that sideline, and luckily they get that penalty they'll come back for. Another great, but we just love it when San Diego put these periods of play together. Another 8 phases they put together there, and anytime they put phases together like that, they gain some ground and gain momentum. And excellent stuff. Eventually, the rush is hard to defend once you're poking holes in that defense in the 6th, 7th, and 8th phase. And eventually, they're going to have to make some sort of infringement, either come offside or slow down that ruck. And that time they did. Morath will have a slightly easier kick here for 3 points. You can see a little discombobulated when you're missing that scrum off, Dan. You see a couple of players coming in to try and fill that need, and I mean, it can work for you for a little while, but you need that structure of that scrum off there. So we're going to see Panalinga is going to have to raise his hand here and take that role of that scrum off. Also, it's going to get a little tricky later on in the game.
Morath to bring it back to 8. Good strike from Morath. Flags will go up. 14 points to 6. We have an 8-point ball game here. About 10 minutes left to play until the halftime break. San Francisco leading San Diego. And I definitely agree there's Pendjulian, very exciting player, but a few times during those phases, one of the benefits of Charlie Purdon is how quickly he gets to the breakdown. Plays very, very quick ball. And I don't know if San Diego's backline can function at the same high-octane level without Purdon there. Rouse, great restart, floats that one up. Spilt forward, San Diego. A little bit of aerial ping pong from both the sides there. Rakono, amongst all of that mayhem, spots a knock on against the Breakers, and San Francisco will have another chance to attack here about 30 out from the San Diego line.
Yeah, great little attacking option here for them. We've seen them, their backline is so dangerous. Anytime they've got possession in this part of the field, they've scored, Dan, so exciting stuff. 2 tries to them.
Early dominance coming the way of San Francisco in the scrum. Breakers plus 2 Heller marker for 10. He's back now. Great shot of the scrum there. And the penalty comes the way of San Francisco. They have a choice here. They haven't really thought much about the penalties early on. Let's see if that trend continues.
I had a quick look there at Muliani, and he pointed to the sticks to Rouse, and Rouse, it's within his range. It's always the goal kick you can decide. Once he gets to the mark, he'll have a look and see within his range. Captain's orders will go to the poles, and Rouse will do that and try and keep this scoreboard ticking over. Anytime they come down in San Diego's half, they want to leave with points. They've done that so far. We'll see if Rouse can continue this. He's also the 2nd point leader in the league, Dan, so he's about 30 points behind Morath, but interesting stuff. Bottom of the table team is the Rush, but their kicker Rouse is the 2nd leading point scorer in the league. So interesting stuff there.
And they've had 2 weeks off too. They haven't played for the last 2 weeks, so he's got some games in hand to try to catch up to Morath. I believe the last time both teams were active, Rouse was only maybe 5 or 6 points behind, but
definitely says a lot for him as a kicker as well as a ball handler. He scored a lot of tries too, does Rouse.
Penalty is good. Flags are up. 17 points to 6. Back to an 11-point lead here for the Rush. 9 to play before half-time. Yeah, it's really been a great performance from the visiting side here so far in the first 40.
It certainly has. You know, travel down the West Coast. It sounds easy, but you're still sleeping away from home. You're in that hotel the night before the game. You're not in your own bed, so it's tricky stuff to play away from home, especially the San Diego crowd too. They're a feisty little crowd. And it's really tricky to be up at this early in the game.
Great take there from Daly. Talks about his huge influence since joining this Rush outfit. Still with San Francisco inside their own 40. Reed. Looks to the blind side, nothing there. Finds Daly. Steps away from the attention there of Doliner. Back to Lanitz. They've got them for a forward pass there. I was going to say, young Jeremy Lanitz has a busy start to his first game of pro rugby, hasn't he?
He has. He's going to be delighted with it. The boys at Central Washington University are going to be excited to see him play. He's a fantastic player. Good out there. Brandon Daly there to the lock there. Kind of a little tricky just getting the ball standing still. He'd want to be running onto that pass, but he was able to use his feet a little bit. He's out from Cal Berkeley as well. Good little players, Daly, as well, so keep an eye on him.
He's been a fantastic player domestically for a long time, Daly. You've got Lanitz out of Central Washington. Just opened up the coaching position up there for Central Washington. Might throw my name in the hat there, chat. What do you think?
You'd be a great asset to that already well-established organization, Dan, and put you closer to me, which would be fun for some golf outings.
We would be the best talking team in the league, I promise you that. I'd teach them how to sledge. Now a penalty comes away, and speaking of cheeky little players, Zach Pangelian, they're trying to get some of those San Francisco players on their toes.
Fancy wasn't falling for that, Dan Nordau. 330 pounds. He's a massive man. But the most interesting thing about him too is he lasts a good 75, 80 minutes. You'll see him later on in the game. He's still out there playing at 330 pounds. It's fantastic stuff.
Now Morath. Both sides exchanging penalties here in the last 10 minutes. Clock just rolling over to the 34th minute here. They'll have this kick. Probably about 35 out. Just to the left-hand side of the post to bring this back to an 8-point ball game. Great strike from Morath. Flags go up. 17 points to 9. San Francisco still in the lead. But the Breakers slowly chipping away here at Torero Stadium.
They certainly are, Dan. Every single time they get in that rush half, they come away with points. It's only penalties, but they keep keeping that scoreboard ticking along, and they keep coming out with points every time they've gotten that half. So we're in for a humding. It's going to be a great finish here to this half, and an exciting second half ahead, Dan.
Rouse. Great high restart. Tui Halamaka fields it. Defense right on top of the big 8-man. Angelian back to Morat. Won't find the sideline this time. And they're going to go on the attack here as it comes in. Talapusi, great hands from Talapusi to pick that ball up down at his ankles. And he's met defensively though by the Breakers right on halfway. Loose ball spills out. San Diego, Tui Halamaka can't get a hand on it. And I think McKenzie may have played that from an offside position, but we're coming back for a knock on, and it will be a Breaker scrum just outside the 40 here. 5 minutes to play in this first half.
A little scrappy there, Dan. McKenzie was a hard working. He got up for that kick. He made that kick. He actually turned it over with his foot. And like you said, he's actually quite lucky there, Dan. He played that ball from offside position. Should have been a penalty to rush. Referee didn't pick up on that one, but nevertheless, the rush will be happy with the scrum there. They got that blind side they could use. They need to get that right hand shoulder. They can get that right shoulder from Namalulu. They will definitely be able to begin that on the attack on that right hand side. But that right hand shoulder is imperative. They need to get that if they want to get that 8, 9, 15 going.
Just a gluttony of options here for the rush. Reed, great foundation. Fuka, they come down that blind side. The big man, he's not going to pass as he takes it into the 40. Reed looks to his left. Very messy stuff there. He's dragged into the ruck. Finally now, the Muluulu. Advantage coming the way of San Francisco. Nothing gained. Penalty. Another option here. Well within Rouse's range.
Yeah, a little scrappy there. Looked like it was coming in from the side of that ruck there. You've got to enter through the gate. We talk about that invisible gate at the back of the ruck. It's about 2 meters wide, and you've got to enter through that gate to counter any ruck. And San Diego just coming in the side of that penalized. Ross is up for poles again. At first strike was great, similar position, and definitely within his range, Dan. This is a game we talked about keeping that scoreboard ticking over. Definitely with just under 4 minutes left in the half. San Francisco will be delighted with this first half.
Holding on to an 8-point lead, more than happy just to keep adding 3 points at a time, especially as San Diego yet to taste the try line yet in this first half. San Francisco already with 2 tries. Rouse now just inside the 40, 35 out near the 15-meter line. Strike across the face, coming back to the 22. Rouse not happy with that miss as well.
Rouse's first miss of the game. He has 3 from 3 up onto the last one. So this is his first miss, and probably his hardest kick, Dan, but he expects to hit them all, I believe.
Morath restarted from the 22, goes deep. Fuka goes to the offload. That looks like it's off the feet of IE there. Play on, now Pangelian on the counter-attack. Drops it on the foot, kicks it through. Can he get to the ball? No, comes down now to Fuka, plays it quickly. Back to Talapusi. Talapusi running around the corner. Banana kicks that one off his right, back towards the middle. Morath across to Conrad. They're going to attack here. Chase was good from San Francisco considering the helter-skelter play. Daly, the big man, finds the torpedo deep in his bag of tricks, and he drives that one over the sideline. And it's up near the 40, but it'll be a Breakers line out.
Yeah, Dan, Daly with a torpedo. You're an expert in that old torpedo kick, Dan. What did you say that was? Out of 10, what would you rate that torpedo kick?
Great, 10 out of 10 for result, technique, maybe a 3. Don't tell him though, he's a lot bigger than I am.
He's a big boy, and He's a massive man at 236 pounds, 6'4". San Francisco Golden Gate.
Great throw from Sassini. Now Penjulian finds Morath, the Dragon, McKenzie. Bouncing off tackler, still going McKenzie. Comes back from a little layoff. Tui Samoa. Just inside the 40 is Penjulian. Now Tui Halamaka. Very important for San Diego for that big man to get going. Tui Samoa. Runs into Daly. Sassini. This is better recycling of possession here from San Diego. Big clear out coming in there from Sakalia. Penjulian goes for a little scoot. Reed drives him back. Almost identical position as the last breakdown. Sassini again goes for a little run. Now Morath. Quick hands. McKenzie. Hatsuka. Back inside. Hatsuka. Oh, it's a forward pass. He was away. The flying Hawaiian. But Rakono right on the spot. He wasn't happy with that last pass from McKenzie.
And San Diego would have been delighted with a try right at the death of the half there, right in the last 10 seconds of the half. And he has the replay. We see the quick hands from McKenzie, and he tries to get the little basketball push out, but unfortunately referee right on the spot calls that forward. He was definitely away for the try there. Crowd was on their feet.
Over 40 here on the stadium clock. I think the next stoppage in play would probably see us through to half time. The rush.
9.
They have this ball just outside their own 22. Sloppy scrum. Fuka does well. Tui Halamaka shuts him down. Ball spills at the back. Reed kicks it over the sideline. And he's happy to take it through to halftime there, holding on to a 17-9 lead as the Rush, away from home, go into the sheds, holding on to a lead here at Torero Stadium. Okay, first one.
IE to Lennox. Jimmy Lennox. Morath kicks his 100th point. Okay, scoring from the first half. Penalty from Rouse. Morath.
What was 3? Rouse's penalty?
Rouse's penalty, then Morath's second. Okay. So it looks like it's just.
I love Swedish fish.
Oh, it's the best.
Did you get them all?
No, I've just got IE. I mean, it's Lennox.
And welcome back to Torero Stadium in San Diego, where the San Francisco Rush are leading the San Diego Breakers 17 points to 9 after 40 minutes. And it was highlights aplenty in the first half as San Francisco came out of the gate and shocked everyone as the man on debut, Lanitz out of Central Washington University with the big dive, gets his first try in his first pro rugby game.
Then we saw Moraz 100 points, Dan. He was at 97, he gets it. Then it was a try from San Francisco. We talked about Muliani and his unselfishness. He puts Haley away and he's in the corner. Great stuff from the Rush for a try there.
And then both teams exchanging penalties into the break. Kurt Morath, who brought up 100 points in pro rugby early on, hit a few nice penalties, not to be outdone. His opposition fly half, Volney Rouse, also very sublime off the boot as he hit a couple of penalties that took us through to our scoreline at halftime, 17 points to 9. And when we come back, 40 minutes of action to decide this round 10 clash as San Francisco look to extend their lead and the Breakers hoping to bounce back. Don't go away. Yeah, I'm right here, mate. Yep, I got it. And welcome back to Torero Stadium, where the first half was absolutely electric. None more so than that man right there, Martini Talapusi, and the 100-capped All Black Mills Muliaina. What great action right there in the corner. And there's more of it coming your way in just a moment. So don't go away. The second half coming up. And welcome back to San Diego, where both sides making their way back onto the field for the second half. San Francisco in the lead, 17 points to 9, and 40 minutes left to play. And what a turnaround for this San Francisco outfit. Cellar Dwellers pick up their first win just 3 weeks ago against Ohio at home, and they are playing like a side that should be at top of the table.
They certainly are, Dan. That, we talked about it's a team sport, so you can't really single individuals out. But Miles Muliani, since he's arrived, he's raised the level of players around him. Anytime there's a international around, there's that one voice you've got to listen to, and he's that man they've turned to. Definitely raised the players' games around them. So exciting stuff for the rush here for the second half of the season. But still, we got this game to finish, and it's going to be a cracker, Dan, with 40 minutes to play.
You mentioned it earlier, this is San Diego's last home game of the season, and they are looking to go out with a bang for their home crowd, who have been very loyal and very vocal here this evening. And that man right there, Zach Pangelian, unexpectedly thrust into the scrum half position in the first half with an injury to Charlie Purdon. It appears that Purdon is done for the night, so Pangelian will remain at scrum half, and that is key for them. He has to assimilate to that role very quickly.
He does, Dan, and we talked about him earlier. He's a skillful player. He's a fantastic player. He's played all over the field. He's played at fullback. He's played at wing. He's a skillful player, and tonight he's going to have to fill those shoes of a scrum half. And we talked about how Charlie Purdon, he's always right at that breakdown, and he's got to do that same thing. He's got to get right behind that back and get that distribution out to Morath. Morath's so used to getting quick ball from Purdon, so he'll be expecting the same thing from Pangelina.
Just moments away here as we're waiting for the officials to come back to the field. Nick Riccono has found his way onto the field, and he will get things underway for the second 40. As we see some of the young players that we saw a couple of the games on the field at halftime, the next generation of rugby players in the US, and they are the key. They are the future. Watching their heroes run around here, and that is one of the huge benefits or byproducts of this professional league. These young guys and girls playing, they can watch this league, and they now have somewhere to play.
Absolutely.
There is that light at the end of the tunnel that they have to achieve.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need to develop. They need to develop those stepping stones towards this professional league, and they're going to create that at the grassroots level, Dan. And no better place to start than here to come out and watch the Breakers play. It's been a great crowd. They get on their feet. They're vocal. It's a great little stadium here, Torreira Stadium. It's in this little bowl. And this crowd has definitely got the volume up, and you'll hear it in the second half for sure.
There he is, Nick Riccono. San Francisco in the red and black on your screen there. That's Volney Rouse. Great first half. From the fly half, they'll be on the left of your screen, kicking to San Diego in their blue and white. And second half underway here. Doliner taps it back, does well. Picked up by Terori. 35 out from his own line. Pangelian shifts that one across to Doliner again. Young man out of the Naval Academy. Morath goes high. Chase coming from Leightonana and Garba. Garba, big fuka. He can't be handled one-on-one as he takes it over the halfway line. Reed now to his left. Rouse, Aye, floating pass, finds Muliaina. Muliaina goes back into the middle of the field. Mattias wraps him up just short of the 40. Reed now to his right, great hands from Rouse. Another ball to the big man there. That's Fuka, his second touch already in this set of phase play. Reed under pressure. Great pickup from Rouse. Dummies. There's value on the inside. Gets it away to IE. Goes short. Fuka. That's 3 touches now. Rouse to his right. The Ulu. Offload goes astray. Brought in by Leightonana. To Rory. Big run there from Sassini. And that's trouble. Pangelian's injured in the back play. They are going to find themselves under immense pressure here, San Diego, if he can't continue trying to find a scrum half. Morath steps into that position now. Goes to his right. Terori. Mattias steps back inside. Another one. Mattias is away. Testing that injured left knee. It's okay. Mattias breaks a tackle. And another one from Mattias. Floats it out. Leightonano. One-on-one with Daly. Can't get around the big lock as he steps back in, 10 out from the line, still with the breakers. They're looking for a scrum half. Sassini picks and goes. San Diego have recovered. Still with them. 5 out from the line. Down the blind side, Leightonana, can he dot it in? No! Great defense, but advantage coming back the way of San Diego. They'll have a penalty, 5 out from the Rushers line.
Fantastic stuff there. There's Mateus. I tell you what, Dan, they lost last weekend by 55 points to Ohio, but Mateus was my man of the match at Ohio. He played fantastically out there, and I can tell you what, his form is back there. He makes almost a 45-meter run there, and great stuff from Mateus. Back into the live action.
Loose play here, comes down. Looks like San Francisco may have forced a turnover. There is no one back in the pocket for them. If San Francisco can clear this ball quickly, they will pick up a gluttony of possession and territory. Rouse, under the attention of Morath, gets that away, finds the sideline though. I'm not sure if you realize they had no fullback or winger back there. You could have drove that into a little bit of green pasture and hoped for a beneficial bounce.
And there was a lot of real estate back there, maybe a couple physios back there, and that's all they had. I tell you what, Dan, San Diego are in trouble. They are in big trouble. They lost Purdon early on in the game, and Pangolini's down. Their only backup scrum off's down, so they're in big trouble, Dan.
Let's see, they're trying to work on Pangolian right now. And he looks like he's coming off the field. He's limping quite bad. There's Morath, he's gone into 9 now. The reshuffle continues. Switches down to Sassini, throws a dummy, crashes into Reed. Lainitz drags him down inside the 22 as well. Morath to Samoa. Drifts across field. Very flat here from San Diego. To Halamaka. Can he get away from the attention of Lainitz? Haley comes in, lends him a hand. Still with the breakers through Tarori. Morath, flat pass to Halamaka. Fuka comes in there. Slow ball, stagnant ball here for San Diego. We need to get a replacement on. Looking at the jerseys, I think they're still playing with 14 as no one's replaced Pangolian. Breakers, still going forward. Sassini. Playing very tight here. Omani. Isolated. Could be a turnover. Yes, the rush. Have they got this ball back? Great clearing kick from IE there.
And great turnover there from the rush, Dan. It was impressive stuff. They were defending 3 or 4 meters out, and it looks like Morath now has gone into the scrum off berth for San Diego, and they were pressurizing right around the fringes of the ruck. Pick and goes, and they got to about 3 meters out where Cecil Gerber was isolated. Turnover possession, great defense there from the rush, and it was Reed was able to clear that. Here it is. This is the turnover from the rush. He's right on his goal, and he's got no one behind him, and it's IE who's able to clear that kick from the back of that ruck. Gives him about 12, 15 meters out, still under pressure.
Sassini finds Garber. Yeah, truck and trailer there. Rakono all over that one as the San Diego side used the obstruction.
Yeah, good spot there from the referee, right on the spot. You cannot truck and trailer, you can't have a player in front of the ball. So you've got to make sure all players are behind the balls, but they definitely got caught there for the truck and trailer.
Clearing kick up to the 40 for San Francisco. Trying to see if there has been a replacement yet for Pangolian, or they're trying their best to get him fit. Yep, Tim Stanford looks like he's come on. Conrad slipped into 9 and Hatsuka back to fullback. The reshuffle continues here for San Diego. Great defense though from the Dragon there. Still with San Francisco. Latu, such a dangerous player, the hooker. Reed, Lainitz. He wanted that ball just a second earlier there, Lainitz. You saw him charging onto it. He had to stop his run. turned over. Hatsuka now. Let's see what the flying Hawaiian can do. Chips over the top. Ball sits up nicely though. Great pick up there from Sakalia. Looping around the replacement flanker. Reed. Ai drives it deep. McKenzie. He's back. Look for the counter. Weighs up his options. Runs. Spots a bit of space. McKenzie gets through a tackle of Latu. McKenzie still going. Needs some support. Finally dragged down on the 22 by Sakalia. Now through Sassini. Takes it down the right-hand side. McKenzie slots into scrum half. Throws a dummy. This tough and gritty Canadian still going hard, the captain. He will fight tooth and nail for a victory here for the home side. Doliner charges forward. Mattias. Morath. Still with Kurt Morath. 10 out from the line. Jones. On the blind side, the Breakers playing patient here. Barber out in the wing. Loose ball, San Francisco with the turnover. Rouse can't get the ball to his foot. He's tackled. Just 5 out from his own line. Oh, but the referee spotted a knock-on from the Breakers.
And San Diego going to be gutted down. They put together another 8 phases of play. Then they work themselves all the way down to 3 meters from the line again. And it's so frustrating for them. And I'm sure the coaches up in the coaching box are going to be tearing their hair out. It started off with McKenzie. He made a fantastic run down. McKenzie's one of the toughest players I know. He's got a heart the size of a lion, Dan. He just keeps going. He's an amazing player, McKenzie. Canada are lucky to have him as an international, but here he is just slaving away for San Diego. He's really bought into this pro rugby, and he's done a fantastic thing for San Diego as McKenzie. And he carried that ball about 45 meters for them. And again, they get the ball close to about 3 meters out and then lose it. It's just that white line fever we talk about, Dan, where you get so close and just don't have the patience to wait. But I feel like it's inevitable. We've got to be close to a try now for San Diego. They've come close 2 or 3 times now, and they've got to finish off here. San Francisco still not out of trouble. They're, like I said, 5 meters out with very little in zone. They're going to have to try and take this ball up before they can clear it. Another injury for San Diego. Coaches must just be scrambling up in the box now.
Just injury ravaged, aren't they? Poor San Diego, they came into the game missing players, other players under an injury cloud. Fuka picks this one off the back. Tries to buy his team a little bit of space. Great clearing kick from Rouse. Puts that one up into the stands. Takes him outside the 22. San Diego will have this throw in. Score remains 17 points to 9. 10 minutes gone here in the second half. And the story has really been the injuries to San Diego. Lost their starting scrum half, Charlie Purdon. Lost their replacement scrum half, Zach Pangelian. Now they've lost their prop in Epi Kalamani. That's with Tui Samoa. He picks it up as the sun begins to set over the Pacific Ocean. Big run from Peterson. He's dragged backwards though. Ball spills out. Sassini dances. He's met. Conrad now. Tui Halamaka. Great run from the big 8 man. They need more of that, San Diego. Down the blind side they come. Lantanana. He's going to sneak away. No one's going to catch the flying winger. And he dots it down. Chad Erskine, you predicted it. The pressure sustained too long for San Francisco, and the try comes in the corner for the young winger.
Absolutely, Dan. We knew it was coming. They had the numbers out wide. It comes out to the Hawaiian, and here he goes. He's got time. He's got space. He does a little sneaky shuffle. The 7-star who spent some time at the Olympic Training Center. I apologize. He's not from Hawaii. I take that back. But he spent some time at the Olympic Training Center with the Sevens national team. He's a brilliant little flyer. He's got sneaky little feet. And he finds the try line in the corner. Brilliant stuff. And like I said, Dan, it is inevitable. It had to come. San Diego been pressurizing. They'd been close for about 5 or 10 minutes there. They'd been close to the line. And eventually they had to capitalize. Great stuff from him.
And Lantanana. They call him Lady Gaga. Down there at Chula Vista. And that is a great try to get San Diego firmly back into this game at 17 points to 14. Kurt Morath on his favoured side to convert this try to bring it within 1 point. And even in the face of all these injuries, still well and truly in this ball game here, the Breakers. No one stays across the face. Conversion unsuccessful. Score remains 17 points to 14. 51 minutes gone in the game. San Diego, there's life yet in this Breakers outfit.
Absolutely, Dan. There's a lot left in this game. Still 30 minutes to play. The home team now with their first try of the game. Hopefully this will help them just stimulate some momentum here and get their tails up, get this crowd, get behind them, get them back down to that half. We need another run like McKenzie. Great stuff from him. Great stuff from Tui Talamaka getting involved in a couple of balls there. We need a couple of those plays to stand up for San Diego tonight.
Here is the try scorer, Leitanana. Up outside the 22. Conrad. And there you see that pass just a little slow to get back to Morath. That's the difference between your top flight scrum halves. As Fukafuka goes on the counter, takes it up to the 40. Tui Samoa all over that ball. On his feet too, could have got his side a penalty there. That was touch and go. Ai, out to Muliaina. Draw and pass. Finds the winger in Anderson. He's met just outside the 22 as they come back towards the middle of the field now. Nice flat pass there as Jones takes that forward. Reed finds Rouse. Rouse turns inside the Latu, juggles. Does well, Latu breaks the tackle. Takes that tackle inside the 22. Still on the attacks, they go quickly. Ai, Muliaina, great pickup. Out to the wing, Anderson. Oh, we're coming back for a forward pass. Exciting stuff there from the rush.
Enterprising stuff there from the rush, Dan. It was a Latu. I've talked about him earlier in the game. Every time he gets the ball, he's a hard man to bring down as the hooker, Latu. He makes a couple of yards, and then it's Ai who gets the pass away. Muliaina, who's got his wits about him. He has the replay. It's a quick hands from Muliaina. He gets the ball away as quickly as he can. And unfortunately, the referee just calling a quick knock there. He's right on the spot. And you can tell good eyes there from the referee, a knock on. But enterprising stuff from the rush. Every time they get the ball now, they get us on the edge of their our seats here, Dan.
That's what we come to expect from San Francisco. Exciting attacking rugby.
Fine.
Great scramble though from the Breakers. 3 points in arrears here. Ball comes back to Halamaka. Finds Conrad. With McKenzie again. What a game from the captain, McKenzie. Morath. Big clearing kick from Morath. Unfortunately, didn't pick up a ton of yards with it. It's just outside the 22, and now the rush through the line-out have a chance to attack.
Absolutely, Dan. This is going to be telling time for both the rush and for San Diego in this time of the game when substitutions are to come in. I don't think San Diego has any substitutes left on the bench after all the injuries they've had. So a lot of these players are going to have to pull in a full 80 minutes when usually there'd be a tactical substitution come in to replace them. They're going to have to kind of gut it out and play the full 80 tonight. It looks like they may be thin on the bench with the amount of injuries they've had today. Rush, though, 35 meters out on attack.
Ball comes down to Reed. Goes across. Sakalia. Strong run. Up to the 22. Lanitz drifts across field. Tui Halamaka gets him down. Tui Halamaka's all over that. That's going to be a penalty. Definitely didn't release and definitely didn't find his feet. As they go quickly now. Here's Big J for now, the replacement. Another penalty comes, and this will be an interesting decision here, up by 3. Do you take the points or do you keep the territory, maybe call for the scrum or force this into the corner for a line-out?
A lot of options here for the rush, Dan. They may go for the scrum. They've been dominating in the scrum. Referee wants to have a word with McKenzie here. Looks like there's a couple of infringements here from San Diego. Some professional fouls. Definitely looked like Tui Halamaka there, laid all over that tackle. He never got back to his feet. He just stayed on top of that tackle, which may have slowed down, possibly even a card. but referee lets him play on the rush. Definitely go for a try here, Dan. They're not interested in the 3 points.
Now they take the tap. Latu, the Samoan bulldozer. Is he over? Referee's having a very close look. Held up. Great defense there from San Diego to hold the big man up.
Fantastic defense there from San Diego. Latu, he's a massive man. He's a beast, and he must have gotten close, Dan. It's hard for us to see up here in the commentary box, but it looked like he must have gotten pretty close with that one.
What a sight that would be. The size of the whites of your eyes seeing a flying Patrick Latu.
He's a beast, the man, Dan. He played linebacker in football, so you know he's taken some hits as well. He's a big boy, San Mateo local, so up in the Bay Area there. Spent some time in Australia as well, playing rugby, so he's definitely got some experience from all over the world.
Elected for the scrum. The scrum coming here after he was held up.
So was that the right decision, Dan? They'll go back and worry about that after the game, if those 3 points were worth it or not, but still got possession here.
Big scrum. Watch the big man in the back of the scrum, Bill Fukafuka. Reed feeds the scrum. And it wheels. No, resetting it, still with San Francisco. And you can feel the tension here starting to build. Both these sides realizing that this game is just hanging by a thread now. Could go either way, just off the back of a great individual play or perhaps a mistake. Anything could happen.
Anything could happen. Really important time here for both teams. San Diego, they can get out of this red zone without any tries, or maybe even just 3 points. They'd probably be delighted at this point of the game. San Francisco, they're after a try. They're hungry for it. You saw that they had the option for a 3-point penalty. They turned it down, so you can tell they're going for that bonus point. They want to climb the ladder on this pro rugby table, Dan.
Scrum is set. Reed, that's a better push from San Diego. Messi off the back there for Fukafuka. And forces a mistake. Crowd gets onto their feet. A lot of hugs and high fives here as the backs come in to celebrate with the forwards from San Diego. Could that be the turning point in this match in the second half?
That's just what we talked about. There was definitely a defensive victory for San Diego there. The whole back line out of your picture ran into that scrum and high-fived every single one of those members of the scrum. So you can see what it means to San Diego. They were on the cusp there of a 7-point, and they've turned this ball over. Great defense from San Diego. The crowd got behind them too, so excellent stuff from them. Still not out of it, Dan. They're still in their red zone. Morath has got a tight little angle here. He's got to try and get his team at least 35, 40 meters upfield before give them a little bit of breathing room.
Still plenty of time on the clock here. About 21 minutes left to play. Conrad. Feed is good. Tui Halamaka. He'll go down the blind side. Tui Halamaka. Can he get away from Reed? No, does well to stay in the field of play. Tui Halamaka. Outside the 22 though, limits their options on the kick. Do they just attack from here? Well, that didn't help as well as they earn a penalty. Not what you wanted to see from San Francisco. And now Morath will have an opportunity to bend this off his right foot. Take them up towards the halfway line.
Great stuff from Tuia Amaka. You know, Dan, he's played some arena football. He's played up here in LA arena football. He played in Portland. So he's played some professional sports, but here he is playing professionally for San Diego. And he used about 5 meters on the sideline there to gain about 20 meters up the field. So great stuff from him. Morath puts them on the halfway line and some breathing room for San Diego. Rush will be devastated for not leaving that without 3 points at least. Hopefully they won't play too much into the end of the game result.
They do well. Pull this line out down. The maul is set. They begin to drive over halfway. Sassini at the back. Comes down now. Sassini can't get away from the attention of 2 San Francisco players. And the little knock on. That one hurts too. That really hurts after all that effort to get down into San Francisco's half, only to cough up possession that cheaply.
That really does hurt down again. Fortunately, I put that back on the scrum off. The scrum off would be the one overruling that and calling for that ball because he knows his back's needed. You don't want to be isolated like he was there, a little isolated off the back of the maul. Phil McKenzie coming in, having a word with his forwards. Another injury here for the Rush. Looks like that's Latu down again. He's had a fantastic game as Latu. He's been all over the field, and like I say, when he carries that ball, he always takes 2 or 3 men to take him down. He loves to spin out of tackles as well. A great player, Latu. You can play prop 2, Dan, which is really another feather in his cap.
He's been outstanding today, especially in open play. As we take a look, he must have picked up a knock as he drops down onto one knee there.
Not sure if it's his ankle or his shoulder. He's holding multiple body parts. Yeah, it looks like it's his ankle.
All three, Chad. I think it's all three.
At this point in the game, I'd be holding on to every part of my body. Looks like he's going to stay on, which is great. Great stuff, Latu. He's a really key player in this team for the Rush, and good to see him staying on the field.
This game, anything but over here for San Francisco, leading 17 points to 14. 20 minutes left to play here at Torero Stadium. And the story of the match, the injuries to San Diego forced major reshuffles in their back line. On the flip side, San Francisco, 9 through 15, how they started this match, yet to make a replacement in the back line. What a dangerous back line it is. Standing very flat off the scrum. Don't be surprised if Volney Rouse puts his ball up very high. Midfield bomb with a big chase, trying to force a mistake. As Hatsuka, the flying Hawaiian, now finds himself at fullback, having been shifted from the wing, and Stanfield on the wing. Another good scrum from San Diego. And it's a turnover. Breaker's ball. Morath finds McKenzie. Shifts it across. Mattias. He's looked so explosive, Mattias, when he's had the ball in hand. Conrad down the blind side. Garber. Now the release comes. Tamalau looking to disrupt things at the breakdown. Tui Samoa. Crossfield.
Good. He's won it.
Still with the breakers, Conrad. And there's the turnover. Not releasing. Yeah, Areni again, the experienced campaigner. He got right over the top of Tui Samoa. Tui Samoa, he targeted Volney Rouse in the line. And IE, like a thief in the night, snuck in after the collision and got right over the top of Tui Samoa and forced that turnover. Crafty play from the veteran.
Extremely crafty, the 36-year-old. He saw him get isolated. He got right over that great body position from IE, and he made sure he wasn't going to let go of that ball. Good stuff from the Rush there. Good defense from them. Offer them a little bit of breathing room, puts them back on the halfway line with possession.
Absolutely gorgeous day here as the sun is setting. A couple of fans there, not willing to part with their hard-earned to come into the stadium, have a nice cold drink. And now, San Diego, they steal that line out. Hatsuka drops it down on the foot. Here's Talapusi. Watch out for Talapusi. Great kick from Talapusi. Finds some open yards. Morat does well to get across in time to stop it going over the sideline. He drives this one down the sideline as Reed is forced to go back. I'd be surprised if they counter from here. Anderson, a little bit of broken play. Comes out now, IE. Steps again, gets away from McKenzie. Areni IE floats that pass out to Muliaina. Tough pass for the veteran to take in. It trickles over the sideline.
Well, IE and McKenzie would love to watch that one with a beer in their hand after the game, Dan. I don't know if you saw the fend from IE on McKenzie there. It's a great fend from him. IE's got some sneaky little feet. Here he goes. Offloads. Oh, Dan, I'm not sure if that followed through from Mateus, whether he dumped his shoulder into IE. Very illegal in rugby. You cannot lift somebody over your shoulder and then drive your shoulder into their sternum on the ground. A lot of times you'll see 10 minutes in the sin bin for that. Referee maybe just calling momentum on that one and not intentional. Again, it's time in the game. We often see this time in rugby about that 60, 65 minute mark where players are just fatiguing out. And, you know, this is a good time for substitutions to come on. Talked about San Diego and the amount of injuries they have. They may not have substitutions left on the bench, Dan.
They are down to the last probably 1 or 2 players. The San Francisco continue to make the changes here. As Lola here, he'll come on to prop, replacing Cody Jones, who's had a great knock. Jones going 63.
Excellent game from Jones. Found himself all over the park today. Slightly on the smaller side for the front row, but you wouldn't have known that in that the way they dominated that scrum today, did the Rush.
Breakers have the ball. Comes across Morath. Great pickup. Back inside. Stanfield tries to get through. Almost gets his head taken off. Now Tui Halamaka sizes up the defensive line. Strong tackle from the Rush though. Takes him down just short of halfway. Doliner has to pause and go back for that. They lose a few meters there, the Breakers. Conrad. Morath. Hatsuka. Can't get around Muliaina. Tui Samoa hits a nice little out ball. Finds some space, takes him into San Francisco's half now. Morath floats one out. Mattias dances a little bit. Mattias drops it on the foot. Ball goes back into Stanfield's hands as he recovers. They do lose 10 there. Conrad, Morath, Tui Halamaka. Shedding tacklers at will there, Tui Halamaka. Back up towards halfway now. Conrad. Morath, very smart. Notices his side's not doing much with the ball in hand. Drives it down and looks to force a mistake. Anderson, back on the right foot, floats it up. Morath has time. Doesn't have any support. He's going to have to run this or kick it. He goes with the former as he goes up towards the 40. San Diego. Still down by just 3. It's hard to believe. They've defended their line so well in the second half. The only try coming their way as they begin the pick and drive now. Still with the Breakers. Down the blind side. And they lose possession. Not surprised. You look at them, you could almost throw a tissue over the San Diego side. They're all just clustered around the ball right now. Just a sign of not only fatigue, but also a lack of structure with 2 scrum halves out of the game.
Absolutely, Dan. You could tell everyone just sneaking into the play a little closer, not having the confidence just to stay out wide and hang out wide. Everyone just creeping in towards that ruck. Interesting tactic there from Morath. I thought he would have put that back on the booth and played a little bit of ping-pong kicking game. Instead, he opted for the run to get himself out of trouble. Maybe just because he's the last line of defense there. But didn't get himself out of his own half and leaves San Francisco with about 45 meters out in the attacking zone with possession. Their backline still with no changes in the backline for San Francisco. They've opted for their starting backline just for some consistency. See if this pays off in the last 10 minutes.
That's going to help. Nice full-arm penalty. Rouse.
Marco Reed being substituted by the Rush. On his number 22, Junior Hilo. He'll be taking on the scrum off responsibilities over Marco Reed. Had a good game, dictating his forwards. Couple of loose passes there from Reed. But he'll be happy nonetheless with the way he managed his forwards both on attack and defense.
Again, the Rush making some substitutions here.
Is there a sub, sorry?
Unfortunately for San Diego, most of theirs have come through injury. The Rush now bringing on a lot of fresh legs, in particular in the forwards.
Who's coming off?
As we see Lolo Pialu. He comes on the field now. Big Monet.
Step back, step back.
The Rush, they'll have this line out on the 22. Well taken. Flat pass. Sakalia. Been really good since he's come on early, Sakalia. Tamalau. Tamalau, strong run. The younger of the 2 Tamalau brothers. Rouse, quick hands. Muliaina. 10 out from the line. They're going to try to hold him up. He gets to the ground. Helu. Fuka. Offload. Tamalau under the post. That's the try they were looking for. And the Rush hit back.
hit back there, dude, Dan, and it was an offload again from IE. He's instrumental with his little sneaky offloads in the midfield. And it had to come, Dan. They've been pushing. They've made those substitutions. The fresh legs come on. Here's the replay. And it's that IE uses this quick little feet. He sees him in space, and it's the offload. Under the sticks he goes. Try time. Excellent stuff from the rush. Their body language is up. You see them all high-fiving and fist-pumping. Rightfully so. They've now put the game about 10 points out, which is going to be a hard comeback for San Diego with their tired players as well. Rush capitalizing on this. Great stuff from them. Easy conversion coming up here for us.
Indeed it will be. And the conversion is successful. No surprise here, Chad. 2 fresh players involved in this try. First, Helu off the back, and then the big man Tamalau getting the try. The benefit of not having to make a bunch of replacements in the first half, just like San Diego unfortunately had to.
Here it is, the fresh legs, it's the offload, and Tamalau under the post he goes. You know, we talk about fresh legs, it's not only, you know, physicality, but it's a mental part of the game too, these fresh legs bring on. So excellent stuff, Dan.
Kick goes deep, Daly fields it. Gets away from Dolina. Dragged down just outside his own 22. Fuka. The big man. He's been good today. As has that man right there, Reni Ai. He drives this ball down into the breakers end. Just outside the 22 as Hatsuka floats his pass dangerously to Jake Anderson. He can't get a handle on it. Now Stanfield on the counter-attack. Towards midfield. He's finally tackled just short of halfway as he scampers to pick up a few extra yards. Tui Samoa. Dragged down. Tui Halamaka. Back with the ball.
No hands! No hands!
Now the knock on at the back of the breakdown there from Bryce Schilling, it looks like, trying to step into scrum half. And would you believe it, Chad? Yet another breakers player down, and it looks serious. Tui Samoa nursing that left shoulder.
They cannot afford to lose Tui Samoa. He's been phenomenal tonight, Dan. He's been one of their biggest ball carries tonight. Looks like he's holding that shoulder, possibly an AC joint pop out there, Dan. He's in a lot of pain. He's trying to get back to his feet. Looks like he wants to play on, Dan, with that arm is hanging down loose on his left side of his body. Nope, he knows that he's off, Dan. That's a devastating loss there for San Diego. He's just been an instrumental ball carrier. You can tell that shoulder, he's having a hard time with that, Dan.
Yeah, looking at the body language, it looks like the trainers actually ruled him off. He wanted to keep playing, but the trainers obviously felt that AC joint, it's probably very loose or even still subluxed. And he said, no, enough's enough. It's not worth it at this point.
Oh, the courage of the man who wants to play on. He knows his team needs him with all the injuries out there. Physio has to pull him off.
Stay 9.
They come down the blind side now. There's Helu. Ferris, he's on the wing now, replacing Haley. He'll step into this scrum half position. Under pressure, Ferris. Turned over by San Diego. Down the blind side, Leitanana, little chip. Oh, gets the rebound. It's a ballroom bounce for him too as he gets down with the ball. Cleared out now by Thomas. They move it across to the right. Still with the break, it's just outside the 22. Conrad. There's some value there still if they can move this ball. Morath, Atsuka, flat pass, Stanfield. Cuts back inside, he's tackled. Right on the 22 now. Thomas gets away from one. Still with San Diego. Looks like the Rush have recovered here. Defensive line is set once again. The Breakers, however, still pushing forward. Back inside. Hatsuka spins away from the tackle. The cover comes across and wraps him up. About 15 out from the try line. Pick and go from Schilling. Another strong run coming in there. That's Bursick.
Hands red, no!
Still with San Diego pressing now, just 5 out from the line. They're stretched out to the left if they can get some quick ball here. Here they go, Morath. Flat pass, Mattias. Rouse does well, comes up and shuts down his options. Ball comes back. Breakers, pick and go. Back to about 10 out from the line here. San Francisco have done terribly well here to scramble and recover after that big break from Leightonana. Bouncing run from Poulet. Conrad. Back inside, Leightonana. And the offload. It's with Schilling. Referee calls that one forward. And what a relief as you see the San Francisco players very happy, as will their head coach Paul Keeler, with that dedication in defense.
Absolutely, Dan. It's just devastating stuff for San Diego there. Their heads all drop. Their body language, you could tell they're frustrated. They needed that, desperately needed that try with about 7.5 minutes left. San Francisco with a turnover. You see their body language, fist pumping, high-fiving, chest pumping. They were delighted with their defense, and rightfully so. There was a gutsy performance. San Diego, they were just, so close. This is the 4th or 5th time they've come within 3 or 4 meters, Dan, without leaving with points. So something else they're going to have to go back to the drawing board about.
Just wonder what the makeup of this game would be if Charlie Purden doesn't get hurt.
Absolutely, he's such a key player in San Diego's attack.
Pick off. Thomas done exceptionally well there. San Francisco under all sorts of pressure. They earn themselves a penalty though, straight off the feet. That will help after the breakers were putting on a huge amount of pressure, in particular, Bruce Thomas.
Gutsy effort there from San Diego. They know this is their last-ditch effort to try and turn over possession. Thomas with a huge hit there and a great scrum from that whole forward pack was a great scrum. Rouse, see if he can clear. Not his greatest effort there, Dan. You would have liked to put that closer to the halfway line. Only buys his team about 20, 21 meters worth of field. They'll still have possession. Be able to try and push that a little bit further up the field, closer to the halfway line.
Absolutely no hurry to get to this line at either are San Francisco, holding on to a 10-point lead, just 6 minutes to play. Just waiting for one of the players to get themselves reset. Big line out coming up here for San Francisco. Really need to win this ball. They go short to Tamalau, taps it down. Hello, great pickup from Rouse. Tough pass. Aye puts it on the boot. Up towards halfway. Leightonana second guesses himself there, decides to play it safe, and that goes over the sideline up towards halfway. It'll be a breakers throw in. That was a great clearing kick from Reni Aye.
Reni Aye settled the team again. Fantastic stuff from him. He's all over the field today. He's put people away for tries. He's got fantastic footwork. And again, he settles the team there with a good clearing kick. Fantastic stuff from Aye.
Sassini finds Dolina. Maul set. Sassini at the back. They continue to roll forward here. Now he breaks off. To the right. Pick up. There's an opening. Can't get away though. That's young Broussard. And earns his side a penalty. 5 minutes to play, down from 10. Interesting decision here. Do you try to peg back 3? No, Morath goes quickly. Mattias with the ball, drifts across, steps back inside Mattias. Dragged down 10 out from the line. Leightonana. He's had a huge impact here in the second half. Ben Leightonana. Still with San Diego. The breakers. Pressuring the line. Conrad, pressure pass. Poulet, dragged down. Back to the left they come. Through Morath, flat pass. Sassini, great tackle midfield. Morath goes to McKenzie. Still playing it safe, 4 minutes to play. Eventually they're gonna have to chance their arm here, San Diego. They've got to score twice. to midfield. Morath. Hatsuka, he slips. He's isolated. Support comes quickly. Sassini plays the ball. McKenzie. McKenzie dances away from a few players. He's finally met right in front of the goalpost. 15 out from the line here. The Breakers continue to pressure.
No hands. Move away, move away.
Looking for someone to break this open. Conrad Morath inside, ball is on. Hatsuka, Hatsuka, he's going to go all the way. The flying Hawaiian is in. This game is not over, ladies and gentlemen.
Fantastic stuff from San Diego, Dan. The crowd is on their feet. We called it the Flying Hawaiian. This means so much to the team. They are hustling back. They know they've only got about 3 minutes left in this game, but a game's not over, Dan. Excellent stuff. It was Morath who had the vision in front of him to put him away on the inside, but the Flying Hawaiian had the pace to finish off the try. Excellent stuff from San Diego. They are up. This game is not over, Dan. Here it comes. That's the sneaky inside ball from Morath. The no-look pass. He still had work to do. The quick feet, and he's in the corner. Fantastic stuff from San Diego.
Conversion from Morath across the face. 24 points to 19. We have a 5-point ball game. 2.5 minutes left to play here. Can San Francisco hold on? As we take a look at the replay, and there was still a lot of work to do. It was great hole there. Great read from Morath. So Hatsuka still with plenty of work to do. Gets around Talapusi right at the end there. You can see he understands the urgency as they quickly get back to get set. There's a nice high kick from Rouse. Goes down. Taken by the Breakers. They're going to get to use this ball here. Carpenter. Up towards halfway. They've definitely got some finishes. This is one of them. Mattias can't get around Muliaina, and he forces him into the sideline. Veteran play there from the former All Black Mills at Muliaina. And that was not the option for the young San Diegan center. This will choose some more time off the clock.
Time is on. Keep time going.
Still 60 seconds left to play. Big line out coming up for the rush. Stolen by San Diego. Stanfield picks it up, goes for a little scurry down the middle, the winger. Conrad looking for an offside. Carpenter. The big lock forward. Charges up towards the 40. Conrad finds Morath. Drifts across field. Mattias. Muliaina finds him again. Conrad. Some value down the blind side. They come that way. Schilling. Big run from Bryce Schilling there. Sassini. Little goose step. Trying to open something up. Morath. Steps back inside. Oh, mistake. Comes off the hands of Flag Tanana. We're very close to 80 here as the Rush go on the attack. They come down the blind side. Tamalau. Driven back. They just need to hold on to this ball.
So sometimes I'm not getting anything through this ear. So will you just give me the...
Still with the Rush.
One, because I can't... There's been times where I haven't missed it.
Sakalia. He goes in. Hello. Muliaina. Cross kick. Nobody at home. Needs a bounce. Doesn't get it as it trickles over the sideline. And that is full time. 80 minutes gone here at Torero. The upset as San Francisco have defeated San Diego 24 points to 19. What an absolute classic game we've seen here. And the Rush have traveled down the Pacific coast and got their second win in a row. Outstanding performance from them. Commiserations to San Diego as they go oh so close to finishing out their season at home with a win. See both teams congratulating each other. I had a chance to talk to head coach Paul Keeler before the game. Just noticed a little bit more spring in his step. Really feel like his program has turned the corner, and the boys definitely showed it today. As they come away with a 5-point victory, a very hard-earned 5-point victory too. That's a great shot there as the squad comes together. There you see head coach Paul Keeler. A very relieved man right now as his side registers 2 wins in a row. And will start creeping their way up from the bottom of the table. If they can finish the season strong, San Diego may be well within their sights as well. And it was a very physical game, as you see. Players still getting attention out on the pitch here at Torero Stadium. And we are going to go down to the field now with Chad Erskine and our man of the match, inside center for the San Francisco Rush, Areni Ai.
Thanks, Dan. I'm here with Areni Ai, the Pro Rugby man of the match. Fantastic effort today. You're all over the field. You put some boys away for tries. You made some fantastic tackles yourself. How important does this win mean to you guys?
Oh, very important. You know, we've had a hard run up until now. You know, and it's good to get a couple of wins under our belt. You know, we feel like we're starting to get things together, and you know, tonight was important for us as a team, and you know, to get some momentum and carry on with this competition.
Absolutely. You talk about the momentum. A great win 3 weeks ago for you guys against Ohio at home. You know, you still got a couple games left in the season. Possibly not enough to catch the leaders, but a lot to work. What do you guys have planned and worked out for the rest of the season for you guys?
Oh, look, just working hard and trying to put our game plan together. You know, and if we can do that, you know, we'll come away with results like this. We knew it was going to be hard coming out here, and San Diego, they're a very good outfit, and you know, just happy to get away with the win.
Absolutely. You got a couple of good players around you. Mills Miliaina, pretty play with him on your outside.
Yeah, you know, it's always good to have that experience outside, and you know, with the forwards going forward, for us it just makes our jobs a lot easier in the backs.
Well, I know it's been a fantastic team effort from everyone, but you were outstanding tonight. You were our Pro Rugby man of the match, so congratulations to you, and have a fantastic celebration tonight. Have a safe travels home, and all the best for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
Back to you guys, Dan.
Thanks, Chad, and thanks Areni Ai from Torero Stadium, where San Francisco has defeated San Diego by a score of 24 points to 19. On behalf of Chad Erskine and our entire crew at Pro Rugby, I'm Dan Power, saying that's the way the ball bounced today. Until next week. You heading to Denver tomorrow? That'd be a good game. Oh no, it's in Denver though, right? Yeah. That's nice, man.